Hey y'all, welcome back to Timber and Smoke. And today we're going to be talking about goals and resolutions for the new year for 2025. As I record this, it is December 30th, 2024, so a day and a half or so before the new year begins. And I've been thinking a lot, for myself in particular, what the new year is going to hold. Thinking a lot about and reflecting on this past year, things that went well, things that didn't go so well. And for me, I often am trying to think about the future and what's coming next down the line, how I can do my best to prepare for that, and that sort of thing. And for a lot of people, this is a topic that's on their mind, and so I thought it would be helpful to share some thoughts, in particular in regards to pipe smoking. So as I've shared here before, I just began pipe smoking earlier this year. And so I'm thinking a lot about my own personal pipe smoking, how I want to take that further. So I've got a few goals that apply to myself, and I'm gonna specify how I understand those goals, but I want to share and kind of present those goals a little bit more generically so that you can perhaps take those goals and plan how will your pipe smoking change for you in 2025. I think that this is particularly helpful, with the recent news in pipe smoking. There's been a lot of discussion as regards to Scandinavian Tobacco Group, the impact that will have in early 2025. And, for some pipe smokers, that leaves some unknown. For other pipe smokers, they're not so worried about it. And just kind of thinking about the future of pipe smoking in general. I think I've touched on that a couple of times, but I have a plan to do a video dedicated on my take as far as what does the future look like for pipe smoking. The only reason I bring that up, I think that as people take their time to plan the future, to look at 2025, I think it's all kind of intermixed a little bit. So let's get right to it. So I've got 4 goals to take us through. And goal number 1 is try a new blender. Okay, so I'm gonna be even more particular and say try a new blender, not just a new tobacco blend. Okay, as many of us know, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of different pipe tobacco blends out there. There's a lot out there. There's a lot to choose from. It can be overwhelming. There's also a lot of blenders out there. There may not be as many big time manufacturers of tobacco, but there are a load of little blenders out there. So a goal for myself is to try a new blender. Okay, I'm gonna try as many small blenders as I can. I've already talked about it on this as my channel content. Kind of my goal for the next year is to take each month to highlight a different blender. So some blenders that I'm going to be trying and taking a look at, trying to further my palate and my tobacco tastes. I'm going to be smoking Watch City Cigars tobacco. I've never smoked anything from them. I'm looking forward to that. Boswell's. I want to try LJ Peretti, just to name a few. So for me, I want to try as many blends, 4 or 5 blends from each of these blenders that way, just to see what I like, right? I'm still kind of, for me, in that searching phase, right? I found 2 blends that I've really enjoyed that I need to go back to, which is from the Country Squire, but I haven't expanded it so much. So the goal for me is to try some new blenders, and I would encourage you to do that as well. Think about the different blenders and blends that you have in your cellars or that you've tried, and maybe try something new. Expand a little bit, find something that maybe speaks to you in name or what's its contents, and give it a shot, give it a go. Trying new tobacco and new tobacco blends is just going to help you, because one, if you like it, then that's great, and that's a blend that you can purchase and stock up and continue to smoke. Or if you don't like it, that's also great, because then it at least tells you, hey, I don't like this a whole lot, and so I'm going to continue to stay away from blends like this. But the reason why I'm specifying blenders and not just blends is because often a blender has kind of their own take, right? So let's take Cornell and Deal, for example. I've seen a lot of people that say, oh, Cornell and Deal, all the blends taste similar to them. Well, it makes sense, because wherever they're sourcing their components from, right, when they're getting the tobacco and processing it, right, and they use Virginia's Burleys and Dark Fire in one blend, and if they use those same components but in a different ratio in another blend, well, of course it's going to be kind of similar to itself. Same thing with Sutliff, or take anybody, right? They get blends, and they use Virginia, Perique, and Burley in one blend, and they use those same components in something else, but again in different ratios. The blends are bound to be kind of similar. So the reason I say to try a different blender is they may have different components, or they might case their tobacco differently, or they do something different to the tobacco that changes the end result product. So you may have a Virginia Perique from one manufacturer that you don't like, but you love it from another manufacturer. So try a different blender, because sometimes you never know if you try something different. So that would be goal number one, to try a new blender. Goal number two, I'm going to try to get a little bit faster here. Goal number two is to buy yourself a new pipe. At least that's a goal for me in particular. Now, again, I have a very small pipe collection. This is really the only pipe that I've purchased so far, and I have a couple that I've made. So something for me that I want to work on is broadening my pipe collection. Now, I can't see myself being the type of guy that has 100 or 120 pipes or more than that in my collection, or even 50 or 60 pipes. Kind of where I see myself is maybe having somewhere in the 10 to 15 pipe range, right? That way I can have a different pipe and use that every day, but it's kind of overwhelming for me to have something so broad where I may forget about a pipe, or, I won't be able to smoke all those pipes. But there are several pipes that I've seen that really speak to me quite a bit. In particular, Briarworks. I, for whatever reason, love their pipes. That's the reason why I purchased this pipe. For whatever reason, I've never heard of this manufacturer or anything about it before, but I just love the look of this pipe. And it smokes incredible. It feels so great in the hand. I don't really like a lot of blasted pipes. In particular, I don't like brown blast. I like black blasted pipes. And there's something about that texture that just feels right in the hand while I'm holding it. And so, when we talk about the pipe smoking hobby, the tobacco is certainly a major portion, but so is the pipe. And I think if you are participating in this hobby, it's important that you have a pipe that suits you well. And I feel like this pipe does that for me, and I want to continue doing that and purchase a new pipe for myself in the next year. So for you who's watching this video, it may or may not apply to you, but I would recommend you find a pipe. You don't have to go and buy a million pipes either, but in 2025, maybe find one pipe that has some sort of meaning to you that you could add to your collection to say, that pipe belongs to me. It suits my collection, it suits my needs, and it fits the bill, and it looks right in my hand. So buy yourself a new pipe. Goal number 3, go to an event. There are plenty of pipe shows, and it doesn't have to be something huge. For myself, I live in the Northeast. I live in upstate New York, and there is a pipe show in Albany. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but I think it's put on by the folks who own K Woody, and I believe Pipes and Cigars is out in Albany way as well. And for 2025, I'm gonna make an effort to be there. I'm gonna be at the pipe show. Man, I wish the Capital Land Pipe Show, I believe. So in 2025, as long as they host it, I'm gonna be there. That's my goal. That's my plan. That way, for two reasons. One, it looks like a lot of fun. Hoping to purchase some tobacco. Maybe that's where I'll get my pipe. Who knows? But the main reason is to meet other pipe smokers. Unfortunately, for a lot of us, at least myself, I sit in my backyard and it's great. However, when I have an opportunity to smoke a pipe with a friend or chat somebody while smoking a pipe, it's an incredible experience. I mean, for me at least, it tenfolds my enjoyment. I just love having a pipe and being able to chat with someone and share that with them. So go to an event, be a part of the community of pipe smokers, right? Get involved and have a good time. There's plenty of pipe shows. If you don't know, I don't know them all. I've only heard of some of the big ones. But if there's some smaller ones, check your local brick and mortar if you have one near you. I'm sure they know. And it doesn't even have to be like a big pipe show, right? There's a brick and mortar place out in Albany as well that I want to check out called Park Lane Tobacconist, I believe. And they host an event, a weekly or a monthly event. So even if it's something as small as that, go to it. Be a part of the community of pipe smokers and join it and have a good time. So number 3, go to a pipe smoking event. And my last goal for 2025 is persuade a friend. I've got some buddies that I've introduced some to the pipe smoking hobby. They enjoy it. Like, when I say very casually, I mean if they come over and hang out, if I go there, then they'll partake with me. But it's my hope and one of my goals to convince one other person to join in the hobby and to be enthusiastic about it. They don't have to be someone who goes and smokes their pipe every day or something like that. But I want to convince somebody so that they have the courage to smoke a pipe on their own. To make a pipe smoker out of them, not to have them be a pipe smoker by proxy. And the main reason is, there's 2 reasons really. One of the reasons is to spread the enjoyment. I mean, I've got to be honest with you. This thing of pipe smoking, I never envisioned myself partaking in this. I never really envisioned myself being somebody who would smoke tobacco. But now that I have, I couldn't see it any other way. I absolutely love it. It's just so much fun. For me, there's nothing like sitting outside, having a fire, smoking my pipe. It's so enjoyable for me, and I want to share that with somebody else. I want to share that experience and joy that I get from pipe smoking and say, hey, give this a try. So that's one reason. And the other reason is to keep this thing going, right? Because let's face it, if pipe smoking is to continue to stay alive and well, we need pipe smokers. So I want to multiply the pipe smokers that are out in the wild by helping convince some of my friends. And because think about it this way, if I convince one friend to begin pipe smoking, then they convince one friend, and it just kind of snowballs from there. So if you have an opportunity to, take some time, convince your friend to get into pipe smoking. So that's what I've got. So just to recap, the 4 things, my 4 goals for this year is try a new blender. I've already got that lined up. I'm excited to be doing that. Try some new tobacco blends. Try a new blender of tobacco. Purchase from somewhere new. Just give it a go and have fun with it. Number 2, I'm trying to recall what was number 2. Buy yourself a pipe. My plan is to buy something from Briarworks, or if there's something else that comes out at me. As I mentioned, I got this from Redeem Pipes. I'm following him, and man, a couple weeks ago he posted a set of artisan pipes that he had got in, and one of them was like, man, it was the most I thought that this was the most beautiful pipe that I'd ever come across, and that artisan pipe, I can't recall who the maker was, but I saw that and I just thought, oof, I really wanted one of those. So buy yourself a new pipe. Number 3, go to an event. Have fun, be a part of the community, go to a pipe event. And lastly, convince a friend. Bring the friend with you to the pipe event, get them into pipe smoking. Let's help grow this hobby. And that's what I've got. Those are my goals. If you can glean anything from that and maybe apply that for yourself in 2025, or help spur some thoughts for you. Maybe you weren't thinking about having any pipe smoking goals, but maybe this video will help make you think, yeah, maybe I should set 1 or 2 goals for pipe smoking and how I'm going to be a better pipe smoker in 2025. Again, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. For everyone who takes the time to watch these videos, it means a lot to me. And with that being said, we'll see you next time.